You just got home after a long, exhausting day at the office. You're scrolling through your phone when an ad pops up. The latest high-end espresso machine with a sleek, minimalist design promising to make your mornings look as aesthetic as an Instagram influencer's. You hit buy now. 2 days later, the package arrives. You feel that rush of excitement for maybe 15 minutes. But then, the machine ends up gathering dust on your kitchen counter while you're still stopping by Starbucks on your way to work. Why do we do this? Why does a rational adult willingly hand over a whole week's hard-earned paycheck just for 15 minutes of hype? The truth is, our brains are literally wired to make these irrational purchases, and billion-dollar companies know exactly how to exploit this. 1. The dopamine addiction and the convenience trap. We've all heard about dopamine, the feel-good hormone. But let's take a deeper look at how modern society, especially here in the States, actually exploits it. Tech companies aren't just selling products, they're selling frictionless experiences. Think about it. Why did Amazon create the one-click buy button? Why does TikTok Shop make it so easy to purchase something while you're right in the middle of a mindless scroll? When spending money becomes this effortless, your brain doesn't have time to trigger its risk control system. Research shows that when we use physical cash, a part of the brain associated with pain, the insula, actually lights up. But when we swipe a credit card or use Apple Pay, that part of the brain stays dormant. You don't feel like you're losing an asset. It feels like you're just receiving a gift. Here's the DeepShift take. We are living in a frictionless economy. As payment barriers vanish, your personal discipline becomes the only thing standing between you and a dry bank account. If you don't manually reintroduce that friction, like removing your saved card info from websites, you'll remain nothing more than a puppet of the algorithm. Social pressure in the digital age. We often talk about keeping up with the Joneses, mimicking our friends and neighbors, but in 2026, your neighbors aren't just the people next door. They are strangers on social media living perfectly curated, filtered lives. This feeds into a concept called lifestyle creep. As your income rises, instead of saving that extra cash, you convince yourself that you deserve that Tesla or that you need to book that luxury vacation just to stay on par with everyone else. But in reality, we aren't just buying objects, we are buying an identity. You don't buy those expensive running shoes because you're an elite athlete. You buy them because you want to be seen as someone who values health. You buy that designer bag because you want the status of being successful. The cold hard truth is this: other people are so preoccupied with how they look to you that they aren't even noticing what you're wearing or driving. Spending money to impress people you don't even like is one of the single biggest financial traps that Americans fall into today. 3. The psychology of retail therapy. We often go shopping when we're feeling down. Stressed at work? Go shopping. Just went through a breakup? Go shopping. Feeling lonely? Go shopping. In psychology, this is known as compensatory consumer behavior. When you feel like you've lost control over your life, maybe your job feels insecure or things are chaotic at home, buying something new gives you a hit of fake authority. You tell yourself, at least I still have the power to choose this shirt. But this is a toxic cycle. Shopping out of boredom leads to debt. Debt leads to stress, and stress leads right back to more shopping to find relief. To break this loop, you have to identify your emotional triggers. Next time you're at the checkout, ask yourself, do I actually need this item or do I just need a hug? To actually make a change, generic advice isn't enough. You need a game plan. Here are the specific methods that we propose here at DeepShift. 4. How to hack your brain. First, the 72-hour rule. Whenever you see a must-have item, put it in your cart and wait exactly 3 days. After 72 hours, that initial dopamine rush will fade. If you still feel it's necessary, then go ahead and buy it. But truth be told, 80% of the time, you'll realize it's just not that exciting anymore. Second, trade your labor for value. Instead of looking at a $100 price tag, look at it in terms of the hours you have to work. Ask yourself, are these jeans worth 5 hours of sitting in the office getting grilled by my boss? Suddenly, the math looks a lot different. Third, digitize the feeling of cash. Even if you use a card, turn on instant transaction alerts. Force yourself to look at that notification of money leaving your account immediately. It forces your brain to register the pain of spending in real time. And lastly, distinguish between standards and wants. Set a hard cap on luxury spending, say 10 to 15% of your income. Once that budget is hit, the answer is no, even if the item is 90% off. At the end of the day, money is just a tool. It makes for a great servant, but a terrible master. Once you understand the mind games that your brain and advertisers are playing on you, you can finally take back the wheel. The truth is, you don't need more money to be happy. You need fewer desires to be free. So, next time you feel that sudden urge to buy something you don't need, just smile and tell yourself, oh, my brain is just chasing a dopamine hit again, but today, I'm the one in charge. Now I'm curious, what's the most ridiculous thing you've bought that you didn't need? Expensive gadget or impulse clothing? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe for more psychology breakdowns. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.